Guys, I say this with no exaggeration. This has to be the most unfun Call of Duty game I have ever played. I was optimistic. I've been trying to be optimistic, and I want you to believe me when I say that. I really have been trying to be optimistic as I can possibly be, because this is a game on the surface that is good feature-wise. This is the game I have wanted for a while, 6 years now, pretty much. Prestige mode is back. We have round-based zombies. We have prestige rewards. We can earn stuff without spending our life savings in the goddamn fucking store. That's all good news. I like the movement system. It's still a little janky, like I said. It feels a little slippery, like I said, but I like it okay. I like the gunplay. I think the gun feel in this game is pretty solid. That is literally where my praises end. I sat down today and tried to play this game solo. It's unplayable. It is literally unplayable. The SBMM, if you play solo, it's impossible. You are essentially not in control of anything. The amount of times I joined a match on a losing team to a cock stomp of just like people in a party on the other team. I mean, guys, here's the thing, man. It takes me a bit to get pretty good at the new Call of Duty every time it comes out. There's always new mechanics, there's muscle memory. My aim especially, I need time to get the muscle memory down to kind of perfect that. I don't play Call of Duty constantly throughout the year, and this game feels different, pretty different from other Call of Duties anyway. And then I got to unlock stuff through the prestige. It takes me about a prestige to get good, like to get really good at the game. So like I've been playing X Defiant, so my muscle memory is there. You know, I actually hopped on X Defiant just to make sure I'm not being gaslit by COD. Like, no, I'm still fucking good at FPS. This game though, I need time to acclimate. There is no time to acclimate though, especially playing solo. There's not even fucking time to spawn in this game, let alone acclimate. It's taking everything I've done, every time I've gotten good at a Call of Duty the past several years, it's taking all that info, keeping that info in its fucking memory banks, and then using that to drill me in the asshole with skill-based matchmaking in this particular game. The only way to enjoy this game, and I'm serious, if you aim to be even remotely good at it, if you aim to actually improve at this game, the only way to play it is with a VPN. And I use this for this particular gameplay. This is like the only way I could somewhat enjoy myself on this game. I used SBMM off. And honestly, this isn't even me trying to sell you something. This is today's sponsor. But I would say if you are like me, this is a necessity. If you actually plan on playing Black Ops 6 or the new Warzone, whatever, you need to do this. Like, this is non-negotiable. You need this VPN. I'm just going to explain how it works from the website here. SBMM off confuses the skill-based matchmaking system by routing only your matchmaking data over our global VPN servers. When using SBMM off VPN, you play on local servers but get thrown into a more connection-based lobby instead of purely skill-based matchmaking-oriented lobbies. So SBMM off is a one-time payment of $47.77. Pay once, access it for life, no subscription, and I have a discount code which I will give you in just a second, or you can check the pinned comment. SBMM off only works for PC, but you can invite your console buddies into your lobby and they can get the benefits as well. It has over 100 server locations, strict NAT and open NAT servers, so you can customize everything. I'm not even kidding you. Black Ops 6 is miserable without this. It is completely miserable. So thank you to SBMM off for sponsoring this video. Use code BLAMETRUTH at checkouts or just use my affiliate link. Click that. It should auto-apply to the discount code to get $4 off. This is like the only way I can play this game. I'm going to try my hardest to grind through this garbage for you guys. At least one prestige. I make that a rule every single year. I try to play through one prestige at least, and then I give my final verdict. We need to talk about skill-based matchmaking, engagement optimized matchmaking, what have you. So this has to be the absolute worst it has ever been. It's only amplified by the maps and the spawns and the fact that this is the shooter equivalent to Candy Crush. There is no real strategy, especially as a solo player. I have no actual way to like form a strategy. There are no flanks in most of these maps. The spawn system, even on the medium-sized maps, it's trash, so it may as well play like a smaller map. There may as well be like 3 maps in the game. Skyline, Payback, the shitty, bad, small map, and then like Nuketown. That's literally all you need, because that's every map. Every map plays pretty much the exact same in this. Combine that with skill-based matchmaking, you have essentially the same fucking experience every single match. I talked about, before this game came out, I talked to a trusted leaker who said they were doubling down on the skill-based matchmaking system. And not only are they doubling down on it, they don't care what XDefiant's doing by not putting it in or whatever. Not only are they doubling down on it, they are making it more strict than ever, because like this game, mechanically speaking, from a shooter perspective, from a moving and shooting perspective, there is a little bit of a skill gap there. Aim assist feels a bit weaker, although I would argue that the TTK feels really inconsistent. And I would also argue that the aim assist is a bit wonky sometimes. It feels like my shot, like it feels like a magnet's pushing my aim away. It's that classic Treyarch aim resist. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get back to the meat and potatoes here. Before this game came out, I was told by a trusted leaker that skill-based matchmaking would be doubled down on, ramped up, what have you. After I made my video yesterday titled, The Maps Were Made Bad by Treyarch on Purpose, I actually talked to him again. And he informed me, dropped this kind of bombshell on me, and I can't reveal who this is, so this is a trust me bro thing, but just tell me if it makes sense. He revealed that the maps were made like this on purpose because of, wait for it, oh, the data. You see, he told me that this is part of the skill-based matchmaking ramping up. I am not kidding, by the way. These maps were made like this based on the data of people loving Shipment, because Shipment is a skill-equalized camo grinding simulator. The data literally led to the entire map pool in this game being absolute fucking shit. And it wouldn't surprise me if the spawn system is a part of this SBMM algorithm as well. I mean, it's so bad. I do not want to top frag intentionally. So I'm not playing the objective. I simply do not give a fuck. I mainly just want to level my gun. Like, that's all I want to do, dude. I'm level like 8 or 9 or something. I just want to level my gun. The fact that it's day 3 and I'm matching against people that are level 50 or in some cases Prestige 1 already, like, just stop. Just fucking stop, man. I'm not sure if you guys watched Nero's video about him just like starting a new account, father of 4 or whatever, and he's just kind of walking around and people just can't shoot him. Like, you know, he's in this like, not even a protected bracket, mind you, just a middle of the road bracket. I don't think you guys realize, like, that bell curve, how different that the top of that bell curve is to, you know, the good players, like the top 10% or whatever. In Cold War, in Black Ops Cold War, I try-harded my ass off to get to a point where I was like top 1% KD in the world or whatever. Only played TDM solo, top 1% KD in the world. I don't know why I did that, because the game was miserable. Now, though, I can't even get acclimated. I don't even want to try to improve, because the skill-based matchmaking system, the EOMM, engagement optimized matchmaking, whatever you want to call it, is so insanely fucking strict in this, combined with the maps. It's a nightmare. It is a literal nightmare. I say this with no hyperbole. As it stands right now, after my session today on the game, this has to be the worst fucking Call of Duty I've ever played. And I've said that a few times over the years. I said that when Vanguard came out. But Vanguard, at the very least, I played it, and I kind of had fun with Blitz mode. Like, there's always, like, this one thing I kind of like in a Call of Duty game, even when the game is awful. So I played Vanguard, and I think, I mean, if you want to argue that's still the worst one of all time, go right ahead. That game was made in 9 months. You would not be wrong, really, with that opinion. But, like, that game had Blitz mode, and it had, like, big map battle or whatever it was, and you could set it to, like, 16v16 or whatever it was. And that was kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like, that was a little fun. And the SBMM seemed to be toned down in that because there's so many players and it wants to match players faster. So that was like an oasis in a desert in that game. MW2, again, arguably the worst Call of Duty of all time. I thought when that came out, it was even worse than Vanguard. However, they gave us a silver lining in Shoot House. When that map came out, I actually played a good amount of Shoot House. I skipped MW 2019. I did not like that game at all. So when Shoot House came out in MW2, it was like new and fresh for me, oddly enough. And I played it a lot, and I'm like, wow, this is actually a great map. It's not a small, like, you know, a meat grinder map, but it's a medium, small, it's just a good map. If you've played Shoot House, you know. So I had a little bit of fun with that. In this particular game, I cannot lie to you right now. I have a few hours on the game, in the game's multiplayer. I find literally nothing fun. Even zombies is kind of boring me, honestly. I could say the gunplay or the movement is good, and that is true, but like, that's to be expected. That's the main gimmick of the game, is the movement and the gunplay or whatever. That's literally what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. So that's to be expected. While that is good, and I'll give Treyarch, like, you know, their flowers here, like, the moving and shooting part of the game is phenomenal. It really is. I mean, I'm still not a huge fan of Omni movement, and again, I've talked about why. It's a little janky still feels a little weird and slippy, and I do things I don't mean to do sometimes. But regardless, like, that could be improved over time as I get used to it, or with some future patches like they did from the beta to the full game. I simply cannot deal with these maps. These maps are not changing. Like, these maps are not changing. This is one of the worst maps I've ever played on, by the way. It is literally a bowl. There are no flanks. It is a bowl. It is a bowl where you head glitch, and if you can manage to get to the enemy team's spawn on their home flag with another player, you can probably spawn kill until they throw a frag at you. But again, man, if you're facing a full team, and I ran into them a lot today, if you're facing a full team and they spawn trap you in Dom, there is nothing you can do. This is the spawn trap fucking game, man. We end up losing. I don't play the objective. I do not give a fuck. I am there just to get kills. So, yeah, whatever, dude. The casual players need to think they are LeBron fucking James on the basketball court, even though they're 5'6", playing kids in wheelchairs at the local rec center. You know what I mean? Like, this game aims to literally gaslight you. This game will gaslight good players. This game will gaslight good players and make them think they're shit. Again, I had to go play XDefiant after this. And I'm like, this cannot be like my skill in the past 2 weeks since I've taken a break from FPS. I go back to XDefiant and I top frag every fucking game because I've put in the time. You know, when I first started playing XDefiant, I hadn't played FPS in like 8 months, very rusty, and I just saw myself gradually improving, and that's something I simply don't experience in Call of Duty anymore. I need to see that gradual improvement. The more time I put in, the better I should perform if I am doing the right things and I am learning and I am getting better. That is not how Call of Duty works, guys. Maybe this is your first COD back in a while. Maybe you're new to the franchise. Maybe you're checking it out on Game Pass. I have an entire video, which I will link at the end of this one, explaining how disgusting the skill-based matchmaking, engagement-optimized matchmaking algorithm is. It is essentially fooling you, tricking you into thinking you are better than you are, so you spend money in the store. It's actually not there for engagement purposes, especially if you're doing well. I mean, most good players end up quitting Call of Duty. It's not there for engagement. Hell, I can show you the Steam charts for Call of Duty. We hit the lowest we have ever hit with Modern Warfare 3 this past year. And this is with Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, and I believe Warzone, all in one client, because it's counting Call of Duty HQ as a whole. We hit like 55,000 average players a day, which is pretty fucking bad for Call of Duty, if I'm being honest. People were talking about XDefiant dying these past few months. Call of Duty, I mean, from what I'm seeing on Steam, that's the game that's dying. You know, like, Black Ops 6 brings it back, of course, but for how long? I can't be the only one that thinks this is just insane. Like, skill-based matchmaking, again, I talked to my buddy about it. And he confirmed to me, like, it's being made more strict. They are fine-tuning it every single year. They're doubling down on it, and they're making sure this year little Timmy is not going to get put into lobbies with people better than him. It's just not going to happen. And to double down on it, little Timmy does not need to think. The maps were made bad in conjunction with this skill-based matchmaking system. Again, man, it's a bit of a trust me bro moment, but tell me it does not make perfect sense. A lot of things with Call of Duty are speculation. I am 100% certain this was done on purpose based on the data of the shrinking player base that Modern Warfare 3 gave us. You guys saw the Steam charts? I mean, what else do you want to know? You know, like, what else do you want to know? The game's not doing well, but people love playing Shipment. Let's make every map play like Shipment, essentially. Let's make every map play like Nuketown, essentially. But the problem is that when you do that, what about all the people that are going to quit the game anyway? If people are playing those small maps, but a ton of people are quitting the game, why not try to appease the people quitting the game and not the mouth breathers playing the small maps constantly? And I said this in the last video, but they are going to use this to sell you the next Call of Duty. Mark my fucking words. They're going to try to sell you better maps on the next iteration. They are never going to give you a game that's so good you do not buy the next one. Let's assume that Black Ops 6 next week, the devs are like, hey guys, we're deleting every map in this game and we're replacing it with like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 maps, the best of those two games. We're going to give you the best maps from those two games on Black Ops 6 here. Even if they do that, the game dies in 11 months. 11 months from now, the game is dead and the next one is out. I saw Modern Warfare 3 go from Infinity Ward's cancer-ass DLC to one of the best Call of Duties in the past 5 years. I saw a dev team that I did not like or respect gain my admiration and respect in Sledgehammer Games. They did work this year. I don't play Modern Warfare 3, and that's not because of them. That's because of all the stuff going on behind the scenes with the skill-based matchmaking, the fact that the game is dead in like 4 months. By the time the game actually is really hitting its stride, it's dead in a couple of months. Collectively, can we just stop? I know it's like talking to a brick wall. Can we just fucking stop buying Call of Duty for 1 year? I'm guilty of this too. Trust me, I am guilty of this too. But look, XDefiant, man, whatever you want to think about it, it's dying, it's crappy, it's whatever. I'll even say that this past month with the Season 2, they dropped the ball and the game plays like crap, or it did play like crap up until like a week ago. They ended up killing off the footstep audio, and not just that, but like the gun sound audio. They messed both of those things up, which in a game like this, which is not, it doesn't really play like Call of Duty. It might look like it, but it does not. Plays more like Halo, if anything, in, as far as like the fact that the TTK is a bit higher and you need that information from the footsteps. Without footstep sounds or gun sounds giving you direction, then engagements are just random and people actually camp more. It's weird. The kill trading's still a problem. That's going to be fixed hopefully in the next couple days on the next patch. And the frame rate and aim assist are having some wonky issues as well, some inconsistencies. So overall, the game doesn't play that well right now. It really doesn't. But I will say this, man. I can still find matches after Black Ops 6 has come out. And truth be told, man, that's all I ask for. These maps, this map quality, this matchmaking quality, it is night and day. Again, I got this match right after my Black Ops 6 session. Hopped on, played, top fragged every game. Easy. Like, dude, night and fucking day. Black Ops 6 maps makes you appreciate every other game's map pool. I'll tell you that much. I'm out of time, guys. Sorry, this is a little long, a little rambly, but too long didn't read. The maps were made bad in conjunction with skill-based matchmaking ramping up this year. It's by design, and it's not really going to change with the seasons, I would imagine. I'll see you guys later. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.